For this assignment, you're going to be writing your own poem, as well as writing a reflection about the poem. But to get started, what we're going to do is to have a look at a whole series of photographic images, and this is going to give you the raw material for your poem. So we're going to start off looking at an image on the screen, and I want you to have a pen or pencil at hand and some paper, and I want you to write notes on each image. The first thing I want you to look at is the physical qualities. In other words, what you could imagine if you're actually in this scene, you could see, you could hear, feel, taste, and even smell in relation to the things in this scene. So that's one thing. So you start off with the physical qualities. The next thing I want you to do is to write about what they remind you of. And this will help you to work out metaphors and similes that you could use to capture certain aspects of elements in the scene. So if you look at the physical qualities that you've already noted, then you can think about, well, what else has those particular qualities? And how could I turn that into a metaphor or a simile? The final thing that you're going to jot down notes on for each image is what the scene as a whole or a particular aspect of it could symbolise. So it's a bit like an extension of the metaphor and simile, but in this case you're thinking, well, what's this whole scene like? How could that symbolise a particular thing? So we'll move on to the first image and have a little go now at seeing what you can come up with. Let's have a look at it. Okay, here's our first image. So write down all the things that you can see in this image. Look at the colours, the textures, where your eye is drawn. There should be lots and lots of aspects that you could jot down some notes on. What would it feel like if you were in this scene? What different senses would be awakened if you touched any of those elements of this scene? The crisp leaves, the train tracks, how would they feel? If you walked along between the train tracks, what sensations might you be feeling? What contrast do you notice in this image? Different colours. What sounds might you hear in this forest? After you've jotted down your ideas there, move on to what does any element of this remind you of? So as you look at the train tracks or the trees or the autumn leaves, what do any of these remind you of? And jot down some ideas. And now finally look at the whole scene and think about what could this scene symbolise. You could look at different aspects of it to help you. What might it symbolise? There are no right or wrong answers to this. This is just what you perceive as you look at the photograph. So what might this symbolise? Okay, so hopefully you've got down some ideas. We're going to share them in class, and then we'll continue this exercise looking at some more photographs. But this has been hopefully a good starting point for you.